Mike Renner for KDIX Radio with another special community report. Going on in the community and around the community, we always have something. And this time we're catching up with someone you might not know in the community. His name is Denver Fowler, and it's the upcoming event for the Dickinson Museum Center. They've got October 18th from 5 to 7 p.m., a little get-together to talk about dinosaurs. And Dr. Denver Fowler, can you tell me a little bit about what you do at the Museum Center, I guess, and maybe some of the things you do with paleontology?
Hi, well, I'm the curator on the paleontology side of Dickinson Museum. So what that means is I get to look after the dinosaurs and all the fossils there. And when I was brought in April 2016, my specific task is to basically renew the exhibits. And part of that is collecting new fossils to put on exhibit. And
I understand this summer you had quite a successful fossil dig. Tell me a little bit about, if you can, where you did that and how you came about some of these new fossils and discoveries.
Well, this last summer we worked in a couple of places on the north side of Montana. We started out just near the town of Malta, which is like north-central Montana, prospecting for new sites. So typically how we do this is we prospect for new sites at one part of the summer, and then using a prospecting permit from the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, and then the next year we will go back with an excavation permit to dig a bigger hole around what we found the previous year. So to start off with last summer, we did a little bit of work around Malta for a couple of weeks looking for new sites, and then we went over to Rudyard, a little bit further west, and dug at a site that we'd found a couple of years before.
You know, when you find things now, I mean, you're prospecting and hopefully looking in an area that's productive, and it sounds like you found some good areas. So tell us a little bit about what you found.
I'll go sort of backwards, if you like. The second place we spent time in the summer was where we got armored dinosaurs. So this was a site that we actually found a couple of years ago. I was down at the bottom of a coulee on private land, actually. Some people we've worked with for a number of years are Dan and Lila Redding, just north of Rudyard, Montana, and found a few pieces of armor coming out of the bottom of a cliff, fossilized dinosaur armor. And this was pretty exciting because we also found a bit of a rib sticking out as well. So it's not all that rare to find odd bits of armor, but it is quite rare to find what we call associated remains, so bones together from the same skeleton. So we were really excited because this was right at the bottom of the cliff. It was at a level that no one had ever found many dinosaur remains at all, frankly, never mind one of these armored dinosaurs. So we went back there this year, we dug in, and we dug a hole, I don't know, about 20 feet square, something like that. And we found quite a lot of the skeleton. There's still more in the ground, so we have to go back next year and dig up more of it. But we got the skull, which is the best bone to find. We got lots of armor spikes. We got all sorts of leg bones. Very few vertebrae, backbones, but lots of leg bones for some reason. No evidence of the feet yet, but lots and lots of the best parts of the animal to find. And this is especially exciting because no one has ever found an armored dinosaur from this level in the cliff before. So it should be a new species. And because we've got the skull, that's the best bone to find, we'll probably be able to define it as a new species once we've got it cleaned up and prepared. So that was how we spent the last 3 weeks of our summer.
Well, that's absolutely amazing. And, you know, as we look at the event at the Museum Center coming up on the 18th of October from 5 to 7 p.m., these are the kind of things that you guys will talk about, I'm assuming, and you'll also talk directly with people in attendance so that we kind of get not only a report, but we'll see some of the results and be able to visit with you about how this all came about, can't we?
Right, so what we're going to be doing is we start off the talk itself, and myself and my wife, Dr. Elizabeth Friedman Fowler, we're presenting a talk at about 5:30. From 5 to 5:30, we're going to be doing just refreshments and things as people arrive. And then after the talk finishes, around sort of 6 to 7 o'clock, we're going to be moving over to the Dinosaur Museum. So the talk is in the Armory building opposite the museum. Then we come over to the Dinosaur Museum, 6 to 7 p.m., and we're going to have tables set up for some of the new fossils. There'll be my field crew there, so you'll be able to talk to them a bit about some of the things that we've got. We're working quite hard right now getting a few of these new fossils prepared, because it obviously takes quite a long time, sometimes months or years, to prepare these dinosaurs for exhibit and study. So we've been working pretty hard the last few weeks to get some of these things cleaned up so we can see them when people come over.
As we look at the museum center too, there's many other aspects of the Dickinson Museum Center, and if somebody's interested, there is a membership offered and things for the museum. That will be available too, and you can get questions answered at the get together on the 18th.
Right, we're using this as an opportunity to launch our membership program. So part of me coming to the museum is to change over the exhibits, and that's going to be something pretty much constant. I'm currently building a new exhibit right now, and so the launch of the membership program means that people can become members of the museum to support the museum, but also they can come in whenever they like, and a number of other benefits too. So any questions about that kind of thing, people can ask at the presentation evening, which is free entry, by the way. It's free entry to the talk and free entry to the museum afterwards as well. And,
of course, this is a first ever field report, so this event on October 18th, hopefully it can be something that is done yearly.
Right, and it's something that I really wanted to get across, that we get really excited when we're out there in the field. We find all these cool new things, and but we realize it can take years to clean them up, to describe them, and I really wanted to get some of that energy and that excitement across of the initial discovery for people to share in that, because very often you only hear about these kinds of things when the study has been finished, when all the analysis has been done. And I think that initial excitement was something I really wanted people to be able to share in. And we have some really exciting stuff. I've only talked about the ankylosaur so far, but we found, I think, 40 new sites in this incredible area which we started our field season at. We have all kinds of new dinosaurs. We have horned dinosaurs. We have duck-billed dinosaurs. We have an incredible bone bed of them. We have multiple tyrannosaur sites, which is something really quite incredible. All sorts of really cool new things that we hope to be working over the next few years.
It's pretty amazing stuff, folks. We're listening here to Dr. Denver Fowler today, and you can be part of it. The Dickinson Museum Center has their first annual field report coming up, the Dinosaur Summer, 5 to 7 p.m. Wednesday, October 18th. Start out in the Armory at 5 p.m., and then they'll switch over to the Museum Dinosaur Hall. And, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Fowler, for taking time today to visit with us on the radio. It's much appreciated.
Thank you very much. It's been great.
All right, there you go, folks. That's Dr. Denver Fowler, and that's a report on the Dickinson Museum Center. You can stop in on Wednesday, October 18th from 5 to 7 p.m. for a free evening and question and answer and more discovery about dinosaurs right here in Dickinson.